The Waffenträger E100 is finally here in World of Tanks Blitz. Is it just gonna be as legendary as it was in World of Tanks PC, or is it lame? Let's find that out, but first, how do you get the vehicle? Now, to get the Waffen F1, you have to play this event. Well, with play, I mean pay for this event right here. You can also get 20 of these tokens for one battle, so you can open one of these right here, and obviously there is nothing in here, because what you need to do is you gotta go into the shop and buy some ID cards right here, because with the ID cards, you can open this locker right here, which has a drop chance of 0.1% for the Waffen F1, and it also does drop the keys right here at 3%, so you're not getting it, basically. And then you also have these hammers right here, which are also included in here. So, as you can see, between 5 and 300 of the hammers that you're gonna get, where you can get the MBTB and the BZ176, both of which are tier 9 heavy tanks. Let's just put it that way. So, is there any reason to play this event? No! Now, how do you play and equip this thing? The consumables, very standard right here. Multi-kit, then I would recommend the shell reload boost right here, but more on that later in the gun choice. And then we also have the regular repair kit. Provisions, obviously, and ammo, always the same diagonal line if you have a standard loadout. A lot of AP, little less premium rounds, again, less HE. Now, the equipment, very simple, calibrated shells because it has vents, and vents isn't really that great for Blitz. Gun laying drive and refined gun to get the accuracy down, and also to simply just make the dispersion smaller in terms of the autoloader as well. Defense system or improved modules, it doesn't really matter which one you take. Pick one and roll with it. Improved assembly, it doesn't have any turret armor, and then the toolbox, and obviously these three are set anyway because it doesn't have a lot of camo rating in the first place. Now, this vehicle has 2 guns, but first let's have a look at the armor. It doesn't have any. The turret is entirely unarmored and can be penned by everything and everyone at all times. The front plate is a little good, but the rest of the tank's sides and also the lower plate can be penned by pretty much everything. Don't fire at the upper plate. The rest of it is completely fair game. Then the turret is not fully rotating, which means it only goes to about 135 degrees, which is not really that nice. Also another downside compared to the World of Tanks PC version back in the day. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. But obviously, the DPM here is going to be about 2,800 with this gun, but more on the gun choice later. But first, we look into the mobility. The power ratio is 17. The average speed is 33, and the top speed is 38. So we're decently mobile here. It is a bit faster than E100, but it is not into the heavium territory whatsoever. It will, however, be able to move around the battlefield just fine, and it has to because of how massive of a target is, but you'll see that in the Himmelsdorf battle later. Now, both of the guns have a 1,700 damage clip. Well, the 3-shot has 1,710, just to be funny, but this gun is better. The 3-shot is the better gun. It does have a quite a lot longer interclip reload than the 5-shot. It also has less dispersion and a little bit less aim time by 1 second. However, the thing is, the 15 centimeter right here, aim time 4.4 seconds and the interclip 3.5. That's a bit better. Then you have 1.8 seconds and 3.5 seconds aim time. Because what do you do with a great interclip when you're not very accurate while using the interclip? And that is why we're also using the shell reload boost to get those 3.5 seconds of the 570 alpha gun down quite a lot, and that is why you want to use the 3-shot right here. It does have the longer shell reload time, has a little bit worse aiming time. However, that aim time is still going to bite the 5-shot anyway because the shell reload time is quite fast and the aim time is quite bad. So what you want to do here is use this one. 570 average damage per shot. 3 shots, 3.5 seconds interclip. That still works, especially because you can use the shell reload boost pretty much on every second clip because the cooldown is 58 seconds. Your clip reload is 30 seconds, so you will be able to use it pretty much on every second clip anyway. So no worries there. You can also use the shell reload boost on the 1.8 seconds here, but that's not really going to make any difference whatsoever. So 3-shot gun is the one I definitely recommend using on this vehicle right here. The gun depression for both guns is 8 degrees. Not entirely over the front though, but there is that. Now, obviously, the 5-shot also has worse premium and HE penetration, but slightly better standard penetration. Now, this is a massive target and you want to absolutely minimize the time you're out in the open, and therefore less shots means better. And off the battle we start off with the 5-shot autoloader right here, and 5 shots on a paper tank like this one, yeah, it just isn't very enjoyable, and I definitely won't be using this gun ever again. I used it in I think 4 or 5 battles. It wasn't enjoyable. I switched to a 3-shell, immediate improvement in the tank's performance right there. So that's what I would recommend as well. Get the 3-shell because 570 alpha damage is quite a lot more oomph than just 340. Obviously, you're going to have to suffer a little bit in terms of aim time and accuracy, but nonetheless, you will be fine with that. Anyway, this is not a vehicle that belongs in the front lines, as you can see by me playing it quite aggressively here, going forward, trying to see if all the medium tanks are at the top, I can just flank them in the side and shoot them. Now, here's the thing. What I want to do here, I want to go into the city, and here's another problem, that the 5-shot faces more than the 3-shot. The 3-shot has 570 alpha damage. This one has 340. So, if you just get off a couple of shots, then you're going to have a 30-second reload. And you're much better off getting big shots off than getting a few tiny shots off that might not work, and then you're going to have to reload 30 seconds anyway. So now, I've got 1 shell here, I can put it into hurry, and now I'm going to have to wait half a minute. And here is why the Waffenträger is not as legendary, and never will be, as it was in Waffenträger's PC. This is a massive tank that requires massive commitment, because the reload is nowhere near as long as in Waffenträger's PC, of course, because the clip's like half the size, but 30 seconds in Waffenträger's Blitz is a very, very long time, especially with a vehicle that is as massive and as vulnerable as this one. You will need a team in this tank. You cannot go out on your own. You cannot play on your own, because as soon as that clip is empty, which is enough to clip like 2 tier 10s, but if, for example, the STB can't be entirely clipped. He has 100 more hit points than the Waffenträger's clip. So you cannot go out on your own with this vehicle, and you're extremely vulnerable. So don't do that. Now we go to the 3-shot, and we're on Himmelsdorf. And now you can also see the true scale of this vehicle compared to the train carts when I arrive there. So what you want to do, you want to play with your team and sit back and let the gun work from the background, because you cannot frontline this thing. It's massive, and it doesn't have any armor. So obviously, as soon as you will be spotted and detected, it's very easy to shoot at you, and the enemy will also be focusing you because you have a 1700 damage clip, and if that clip is gone, you're even bigger of a target because you have nothing to defend yourself with for over 30 seconds in some cases. So yeah, it's not great, and you definitely want to play with the rest of your team. And is it more of an FE 4005 than anything else? Pretty much, yes. So it is the premium version of the FE 4005 with the option of using this 3-shell gun and making it a little bit more interesting. I definitely wouldn't use the 5-shot. I mean, both of them are basically free. Just try out the 5-shot. If you really like it, keep it. If you don't like the 5-shot, like I did, switch to a 3, then it's going to be a better experience. That's my advice. Try the 5. If you don't like it, go to the 3. Or just try the 3 in the first place. If you don't like it, try the 5. But since you basically can't get the tank anyway, who cares? So, yeah. Thanks, Wargaming, for making another tank like that. So, basically, are you missing anything by not having it? Not really. You're not. It is an FE 4005 that moves a little bit better. It's obviously less restricted on the turret than the 4005. It does have quite a big clip, especially with the 3 shots being quite nice. I mean, 570 alpha damage every 3.5 seconds. That's quite cool. So I definitely do think this is a very good tank in capable hands. Like, not me, because you can drive over this train, and some tanks, apparently not the Waffenträger, so that's something to remember for later. You can't scale that train car. The Waffenträger is too fast, so don't try that. But in the end, this is a vehicle that works only in the right hands and only if you have a working team. Because if you don't, those 1700 damage, you will get them out. But it is going to be enough to kill some tier 9s. It is not going to be enough to kill tier 10s. And even though you have almost 3000 DPM, it is in a lot of cases not going to be enough to fight multiple tanks at the same time, and you will be extremely vulnerable. So play with the team, play from the background, and this thing will be an absolute damage monster. Not just a size monster, as you just look at it compared to the train carts. So it works, but it's not worth it, of course.